At that point, you get serious about shit like the Patriot Act and Guantanamo Bay, and we have to. We've got a perfect storm brewing now. You know that. We are not at our best at this moment. We have turned into a mincing, politically correct leviathan, and our enemies are truly primitives. I have a friend who's a realtor in Tehran at an organization called Century 4, and he told me the only reason we're not all decapitated is because we've got our heads up our asses. And we have for around 30 years now, starting with Jimmy Carter, who pushed us down this road. And the rest of the roster over there is looking pretty shaky, too. Joe Biden, sometimes he's so off the rails, I can't tell if he's crazy or I actually like him. All I know is that when somebody was putting those hair plugs in, corkscrewing them into the front of his head, they severed a discernment lobe because this guy has no parking brake. Barney Frank, huh? Here's a cute story. You know, when Barney's boyfriend ran the male prostitution service out of his condominium way back when you called in to procure services from the boyfriend, the code you had to use over the phone, people were listening, to tell them whether or not you were submissive or dominant was, in fact, Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac. Is that unbelievable? And that brings us to my personal favorite, Cruella Demented. The great Nancy Pelosi. The whistle on that train of thought, barely audible often. You know, the best nickname for her is a caller to my Westwood One radio show called in, and her name is Ruth Ann from North Carolina. I wanted to get the name right because it was so brilliant, but I have to share it with you. She thinks that Pelosi is a Bond villain, and she calls her Pelosi Galore. I wish I had thought of that, doll, but what is it that bugs me about Pelosi? She always looks like she's perpetually witnessing the docking of the Hindenburg. It's like, she always looks like she's pulling 7 Gs in a wind tunnel test or something. Can you believe she was actually the Speaker of the House of Representatives? It's unbelievable. Every time she opens her mouth, I shake my head so rapidly you could blend paint colors in my mouth. I'm going to miss her once a year at the State of the Union. That was my favorite night when she'd sit there over the president's shoulder. Have you ever seen anybody put that much thought into doing absolutely nothing? She would sit there alternatingly blinking like the Yul Brynner robots on a rainy day at Westworld, and then she'd go dead-eye like the shark eating Robert Shaw in Jaws, and then she'd hit the power on the twitch rate again, go back up. What is that twitch rate? Makes a hummingbird's wings look positively glacial. Did you hear her opening statement at the Obamacare summit? She sounded like Professor Irwin Corey explaining the infield fly rule in Farsi while under the influence of an amyl nitrate ampule. Nancy Pelosi is thicker than a Charlie Sheen prenup. And she is crazy, batshit crazy. I guarantee you that woman sleeps upside down.